Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infinite Blessings. This is Hope Mama Eagle. This is our first official Dakini Thursday. I'm hoping that you can hear me with the background noise. One of the neighbors decided to do a home modeling project today, but I had promised you guys that I would do Dakini Thursdays. A lot of you saw the lead in that said, "Ooh, grown and sexy," which a lot of people think is going to be TNA energy. And one of the most common misconceptions about Dakini energy is it's not about TNA, it's about TLC. It's about loving yourself, getting all your chakras aligned and lit up before you connect with someone else to get their chakras aligned and lit up, So usually when I do a Dakini read, the first thing that I start talking about is what a Dakini is and isn't. So if you guys had watched my feed from yesterday, I was talking about that Dakini literally translates to sky traveler. So depending on how deep you go down that rabbit hole, most of the studying you're going to get the most accurate translation is post 13th century. I was recognized as the return of Suryakandra city, and it's said that the survivors of the Atlantean flood are the ones who colonized the regions now known as Tibet, Bhutan, etc. I was recognized by a Venerable High Lama in Tibet and also the Buddha Maya Lama in Nepal. And if you look at the word Dakini phonetically, you have the word Da, which is short for Da-ila in Tibetan. It means now. You have the word Ki, which is not only a key that unlocks doors, but also is a way of expressing energy. And you have the word Ni, which Ni represents sacred purpose. So when you break down the terminology of Dakini phonetically, you're talking about working with the sacred feminine energies in the now for a specific purpose. And the specific purpose is to lift that which no longer serves the highest good of all sentient beings above and beyond. So transcending it, transforming it, mastering it so that you can teach it, so that others can transcend and transform it as well. Now, ordinarily, when I teach about the Dakini, what I teach about is somebody just said connecting with interpersonal power. Depending on how much you want to study, virtually every quote unquote religion. Buddhism is not a religion. It's a way of thinking, a way of being. But traditions, spiritual traditions that you look at all originated from a place of masculine, feminine balance. And when one or the other tried to suppress the other, that's when they started getting into trouble. For Tibet, it resulted in military occupation that was predicted back in the 13th century. So you can read a book that's called, I think it's called Cave of the Ancients by Tuesday Lobsang Rampa. And if you read that book, it'll tell you a little bit about that. When people start talking about twin flames from a Tibetan perspective, a lot of times they're talking about Tantric healing equal, which is also naturally synonymous with true Dakini energy. I'm not talking about what they have in Los Angeles, what I call Tantric speed dating. That is not Tantra. Don't pay somebody $10,000 to do that and think that you're a Tantra professional or what have you. True Tantric energy is not about tapping out, it's about tapping in. So when you connect with your Tantric healing equal, you're not just connecting in the 3D, you're connecting in the 4D, the 5D. And that's where ultimate co-creation comes into being. Now, if you equate twin flame energy with Dakini energy, with Tantric healing equal, obviously any children that result in that union are going to be extremely high vibrational. When I come out with my memoir, I can tell you about a lot of the things that the High Lama shared with me about my twin flame and I, who we were in a past life, who our child was in a past life, who our children are in this lifetime, etc. But that would take a long time to be able to explain, and is something that there are Vajra pieces of that puzzle that my twin flame doesn't even know about yet. So yeah, it's all piecing together, coming together. A lot of people, when they start any path in the Eastern direction, Tantra or what have you, they have expectations of what a person looks like, what a person sounds like. They imagine that, somebody that's walking a holy path is, has a shaved head and lives in the Himalayas and never cusses and never this, never that. I can tell you that's a bunch of bullshit, because the more spiritually evolved, enlightened that you are, in tune and, aligned with your ancestors, it's not about what human beings are telling you what to do, what not to do. You don't want to end up with the blind leading the blind. We're all here with a piece of the puzzle, Dakini's included. 9 times out of 10, when I have divine feminines that are coming to me, that are extremely connected with their twin in the 5D and the 4D, telepathic ping pong, all the way down that spectrum, whatever situation they find themselves in, they're Dakini. I want to give a shout out to my fellow Dakini sister, Esme. Usually when I do Dakini Thursdays, so in most traditions, Dakini Thursday is the 25th Thursday after the lunar year. Myself, my guides just told me that there are a lot of divine feminine / Dakini out there who are awakening. We're having Kundalini experiences, that, I've had experiences where my strength sparked so high that, from frustrations, I picked up a recliner chair and threw it across the room. I mean, when you start working with these energies, again, it's not about tapping out, it's about tapping in. And when you tap in and you realize that the divine feminine is, in essence, the only portal for life to come from heaven to earth, in one piece, to help piece the rest and best together, you realize that all life is a miracle. And it's not about the feminine overpowering the masculine or masculine overpowering the feminine. It really is about finding a new sense of synergy. I won't even use the term balance or harmony, but synergy. So synergistic alliances, synergistic parenting, synergistic ecology, all of that is what my guides are saying right now. You can look at, there's a lot of people that are tantric healing equals that don't even know it. I myself have seen several, I guess you call,